city administration. What we'd like to do today as city manager, it's my duty to run the day-to-day operations of the city. I am not a politician, nor do I want involved in politics. Therefore, I will only be addressing the letter as to how it affects the city employees, and the election laws. The City of Clarksburg has launched an investigation into a malicious attack on the city administration, city employees, and the citizens of Clarksburg. Over the weekend, a slanderous publication called the Clarksburg City Council News was sent through the U.S. mail and was delivered to over 4,000 homes in the city of Clarksburg. The attempt was to give the impression that the newsletter came from the city of Clarksburg. I am very concerned that the producer of this document would misrepresent information that has been dispersed from my office to council and to answer FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act request, while the purported newsletter was mailed anonymously. The content was nearly identical to a complaint filed recently against the city administration and to myself by Mr. Martin Schaefer. Additionally, a picture submitted to the West Virginia Ethics Commission by Mr. Schaefer is identical to a picture in this illegal newsletter. In addition to an investigation by the Clarksburg Police Department, we are asking the assistance of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Postal Inspectors, Harrison County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, and the West Virginia Secretary of State's Office to fully investigate this matter and to bring the perpetrator to justice. The city administration is particularly concerned about the massive amount of money being used to finance this attack on the city. The mailing of this non-official newsletter cost over $5,000, so it was very well funded. And also there are legal fees to address the frivolous lawsuits and ethics complaint exceed over $20,000 to the cost of the citizens of Clarksburg so far, and hundreds of hours of staff time. Mr. Schaefer has sent hundreds of emails requesting information for family members and friends, and recently presented an altered document for official action by the Clarksburg City Council. The city's legal fees have increased substantially due to the request for documents and a continued filing of ethics complaints. A very extensive investigation by the Harrison County Prosecuting Attorney's Office for the city's sidewalk program resulted in no charges, and 2 ethics complaints were filed about the same sidewalk program were also dismissed by the West Virginia Ethics Commission. These acts are a great disservice to the employees of the city of Clarksburg by distributing misinformation and making wrongful accusations. I am disgusted that an individual or group of individuals would use information in such a malicious way, while not caring for any privacy in which these public employees and individuals deserve to a certain degree. I stand behind my leadership and actions while acting upon recommendations in which I received over the past 3.5 years from members of this administration. With the upcoming City Council election on June 2nd, 2009, the erroneous newsletter attacked current members of City Council and contained false and misleading quotes attributed to the Governor, Joe Manchin. Several items were blatantly false and had information that is clearly disputed by the review of the public record and local news reports. There are specific laws that prohibit making a false statement and mailing of anonymous materials, and penalties are quite serious. Violations of Section 3-811 and 3-812 of the West Virginia Code can be punishable by up to a year in prison and fines of $10,000. The City of Clarksburg takes seriously this attempt to disrupt the operation of the city and to thwart the city election. And we will do everything within our power to prosecute and convict the individual or individuals who prepared, financed, and distributed these false publications. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to entertain them.
Martin, first of all, you said that this is an illegal newsletter. Are there references to the code that you just cited and what makes this an illegal newsletter?
From what I stated in that release, is that it's anonymous.
What is it, illegal to send an anonymous mail?
It is during the election time, and you can find it in that section of that code. But yes, when you cannot direct misinformation at officials while around.
It seems as though your time this newsletter Schaefer. Is that part of the investigation to determine who sent this thing, or does the city feel this was sent by Mark Schaefer?
It's currently going to be an open investigation.
You mentioned that some of the items in this thing were in this newsletter were patently false. Does the city administration make any statements to the accuracy of all the statements, or is it the city's contention that all the statements in this newsletter are false and under contention as well?
It's my understanding, Ruben, I'm fully read, wasted my 100% of my time reading false information, but from what I've seen and read through that, there's not a thing in there that's really true.
This is clearly designed to look like a Clarksburg publication. It's actually on the city's official website numerous times. Is there a specific code violation that makes that illegal, or is that something that is unethical as well?
Obviously, ethics is to your personal well-being, but that's something that the investigators have to look into. You?
I'd like to understand, Martin, your position in this specific case. You are sending out an official invitation to be present, and I am here with pleasure because I like to understand what is true or what eventually is not true. But my specific question is, in this moment, are you trying to defend your position and your comportment, or are you trying to cancel insinuation or false accusation? I repeat, I don't know. I'm not part of this regarding the incumbents that are running for council.
Well, you go.
I have an answer on this, very clear.
Well, I'd like to make sure I clearly understand your question.
Yes.
But are you asking about if I'm here speaking on behalf of the incumbents? No. I'm speaking on behalf of the administration of the city of Clarksburg, that where the personal attacks have been made and information has been wrongly and misleading distributed to the citizens of Clarksburg. That's what I'm standing up for.
Because I believe that if something is not right or not correct or not true, I think that the person involved, called by name in this piece of property, must defend himself and not be defended by you.
Again, I'm not defending the incumbents. I'm defending the city administration, which has been, you can read for yourself.
Martin, you are an intelligent
Thank
person.
you.
You understand that when you speak like you spoke in this moment, you defended 3 incumbents. I don't know that you will do the same for me.
Mr. Annabelle, I will defend anybody if misinformation is used out of my office or out of the city of Clarksburg and is distributed. If something came to light and it was not the information I provided and it was twisted and wrong, I would come to your defense. Yes.
Okay.
That's the answer.
I'm satisfied.
One last question.
You talked about the misinformation in this mailing. Have you contacted the Secretary of State's office to maybe find the legality of sending a newsletter like this out with no one's name attached to it?
We have been in contact, yes, with the West Virginia Secretary of State's office to have an open investigation regarding this, to request that.
They seem pretty open to your request then?
We're currently, Carly,
Ask just for a clarification. I saw the document that you're referring to, and was your statement that there's nothing accurate in that document?
no, I think my statement was I don't want to waste my time reading 6 pages of information that's misleading and is not accurate. But there are many, many items in here and statements made in here that are wrong. Yes,
Are there any other actions?
not to my knowledge.